Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The World According to Masih. This is my podcast where we explore global events through unfiltered conversations with outstanding thinkers and change makers. Today, my guest no, I don't have a guest today, but just a few months ago, I had an amazing and delicious conversation. Why delicious? Because my host, Tom Nash, cooked a Persian meal for me and I loved it. Tom is an author, inspiring speaker. Tom was a successful club DJ, but lost 4 of his limbs after surviving a deadly disease over 20 years ago. I really enjoyed the food and conversation. Please listen to the conversation and I hope you enjoy it as well.
You're not going to be eating this one.
I know.
Because it's just the presentation one.
Well, I want to eat it right now.
I'm in Brooklyn, hunting down some unusual ingredients to make a Persian dish for my delightful dinner guest, Masih Alinejad.
I really never thought that I'm going to get emotional.
Masih is a journalist, author, and Iranian dissident who suffered several attempts on her life for her role advocating on behalf of women living under oppressive regimes.
If we want to have a revolution against this, we need to have a revolution from our own family's kitchen.
Food defines us all, but every feast has an end. When facing mortality, life's deepest questions are served. This is Last Meal, where I prepare the dish my guest would want if it were their last.
Masih, welcome to Last Meal.
Thank you so much. I'm very excited, actually.
For anyone at home who doesn't know who you are, would you mind giving yourself a short introduction?
Short? That's not going to happen. I had a long journey, so... My name is Masih Alinejad. I'm an Iranian journalist and activist, women's rights activist, an author, and a troublemaker for the mullahs inside Iran, for the actually oppressors, for dictators around the world. I mean, I launched a campaign against compulsory veiling. As you see, I have a lot of hair. It's not easy to cover them. So I'm a campaigner for women's rights.
Yeah, that's quite the introduction for yourself.
You said short, so I made it short.
Yeah. But even so, it's impressive.
Thank you so much. I mean, I started my job in Iran, so I have to say that now I'm a dissident and activist in exile in America.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's why I said I had a long journey from a tiny village where I used to be brainwashed to say death to America, to America itself now.
Is that right? You used to think that?
I mean, we had to. We had to. I mean,
did you think that internally, or were you just...
No, we are like Iranians from the age of 7. When we go to school, there are certain things that we have to do. If not, we won't be able to get an education. So I was forced to cover my hair, not just me, millions of Iranians from the age of 7. You have to cover your hair. Otherwise, you won't be able to go to school. You won't be able to get an education. That's it. And another thing was that we had to say death to America. I remember that, oh my God, in my tiny village. I was told that I had to say death to America as loud as the White House would shake. The same about Israel as well. Like we had to say death to Israel as loud as the Tel Aviv would shake. So that's how you get accepted by school principal, you know?
Yeah. And as a person like in that position, because I mean, it's a brainwashing of sorts, right? But do you end up taking that on board and actually believing it, or is it just something that you say for social acceptance?
I don't want to lie to you. When you grow up in such a society where, like, for instance, you have to cover yourself all your life, then like compulsory veil can be part of your body, you know, because you wake up with the think of covering your hair, otherwise you go to hell. I was told that if I don't cover my hair, I'm going to be hanged by my hair in the hell, like this. So I was told that if I don't cover my body, then if I get raped, it's my fault. Every single person like me if we want to have a revolution against this mindset of the clerics, the mullahs, first we need to have a revolution from our own family's kitchen. Like, start to read again, to learn again, to study again, to find our identity, to gain our identity back from those backward mullahs, teaching us to hate everyone.
Well, they always say that the best conversations always happen in the kitchen. I'm not sure how special this dish is to you, but you have selected it as your last meal. And so I should present it to you. Your last meal is Hurma sabzi. With the tariq rice. That was just a bonus.
Wow, I really never thought that I'm going to get emotional. Because of the smell. Oh my God, it took me back, yes.
A lot of people have commented on that when I was researching this dish.
About the smell?
Yeah.
Yes, it absolutely smells like my mom, my kitchen, my village, my culture, and my community. Everything, it's just... You really cook this?
Yes.
You're good. Love it. I love it. Ooh.
Do you need a tissue?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Tell me about this dish and why it means what it does to you.
Yeah, Hurma sabzi it just breaks my heart that such a simple thing reminds me of my family that I don't have them for 13 years. It's beautiful. چجوری لیمو عمانی پیدا کردی? How did you find dry lemon? Because it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. Sabzi means herbs, is that right?
Herbs, yeah.
And
vegetables as well.
Vegetables as well. Does the word subs mean green?
Means green, yeah.
One of your books has that word in it.
Yes.
What is that book?
Oh my God, قرار سبز.
Yeah.
That was a political movement in Iran. And in kitchen, in my country, as I said, I started my revolution from my kitchen. Even here, you mix the green sabzi with political, with my book. So in my kitchen, always we had political debate.
Yeah, right.
Political fight,
Yeah.
Food, for me, is not just something to eat. Food, hurma sabzi, pickle, represent community for me. Represent family. Human being, that's why I don't think that the Iranian regime knows me very well because, I offer people food, I invite them to my house, and then I get invited to their houses like that.
You seem to have an affinity for community to an extent. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah. When I came here, the first thing that I asked my husband was, do you know the neighbors? And he was like, why should I know the neighbors? This is my culture. This is me. I grew up in a small village that we know every single neighbor, every single of them. That's like part of our family. So for me, I cannot live without family, without community, without people.
There's a central irony there because, you've been disconnected from your actual family for such a long time now. And how do you think that affects your involvement in other communities, like created communities or people that you live around?
The Iranian regime actually know that very well, that I am a family-oriented person. So that's why they try to make me feel miserable by stopping my mom from sharing her love with me. My mom is not even allowed to call me and, talk to me. By taking my brother hostage, putting him in prison to punish me, to make me suffer. By bringing my sister on TV to disown me publicly. These are like torturing me. But they don't know really who I am. Because I suffer, but through my wound, I know how to blossom. If I lose something, I go and I find something to feel like to find hope, So I lost my family. But here in America, honestly, I made an amazing family. I made an amazing community. None of my neighbors knew who I am. They thought that I'm just a random gardener, crazy woman, offering them pickles. But when the news of me being the target of assassination plot, kidnapping plot, so it was everywhere on Fox News, CNN, Washington Post, New York Times, everywhere. So this time, it was my neighbors, all of them, knocking the door and offering me food, offering me community, offering me, like one of them told me, if you want to hide somewhere, my house. And I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And I remember one of the neighbor had the sign of supporting Trump. The other neighbor had the sign of like Biden, Kamala. The other one supporting Bernie Sanders. And when it comes to helping me, supporting me when I was the target of assassination plot, they were all united. They were all together. They didn't care about, different political view. And they had a big, massive party for me. And that's
nice.
Beautiful.
I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit about the assassination attempt because, I mean, I'm somebody who has come close to death before. I know what that's like. And I know that you are you have a different evaluation on life and a different, maybe sometimes an appreciation or a realignment of your priorities. And is that something you went through when you had that?
Absolutely. You have the experience, and I think you're the only one you can understand very well that if I say every single morning when I wake up, I appreciate everything. I mean, people who live around me, they keep hearing me saying, I love my life. I really love my life because, look, I could have been dead. You know the expression of dead man walking?
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
So it refers to people on death row, but people who live under death threat as well. So I am a dead woman walking and talking and enjoying my life and appreciating everything because I've been given second life. How ironic. The government from my birth country, Iran, was trying to kill me, but the government here in my adopted country, America, they tried to protect me, and that's beautiful. So it was scary. It turned my life upside down. I'm moving from one safe house to another safe house, like more than 20. But at the same time, yes, I appreciate everything.
Yeah. How are you able to maintain that sense of community? And obviously social connections are so important to you, when you're moving between 20 houses, like how is that? And also you need to be fearful of with whom you speak in the community because they could be a plant or something like that.
You really think that I can manage that? No, I just love people. I talk to strangers,
Yes. So you just remain a danger to yourself.
That's my life because I don't want to live in fear. I don't want to live in like paranoia every day. The assassination plot really turned my life upside down. I don't have a home where I can put pictures of my family on the wall. I don't have a home where sometimes I wake up during the night and then I look around. I don't know where I am. Look, I've been given second life.
Yeah.
So I tell myself every single day that I have two options. Feel miserable or make my oppressors, mullahs, feel miserable. I choose second one because this is how I survive, This is how I feel like, yes, I'm like you. I love challenge, I love the way when I say to myself that, Masih, you don't carry any weapons. You don't carry guns and bullets. But those who have guns and bullets, they have nuclear weapon. They have everything. They are scared of you. What is the reason that they send killers in New York? Because they're scared of me and they're scared of millions of Iranian women. And that gives me hope. I don't want to feel pity for myself.
You mentioned before, you were saying when they take something away from you, you feel like you want to replace it with something good that makes you feel good.
Yes.
Apart from community, what else is there that makes you feel good in the world? What are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my family and my work, I really love my work because I am coming from a village that being censored, not having a voice, not having a platform. And I know how it feels to be oppressed. I feel really good when I give voice to voiceless people. It makes me feel really good when I echo the voice of millions of Iranians who don't have any platform inside the country. I have like more than 10 million followers on my social media. When you combine all the Ayatollahs together, my reach is more than them.
Yeah.
So I'm not an actress. I'm not a model. So my platform actually is a platform to give voice to voiceless people. And I am grateful for that. People trusting me, allowing me to tell their stories to the rest of the world. And because when they tell their stories, not only empowers them, they can identify each other, they can find each other, and they get together. And together we are always stronger. So that makes me feel good.
Do you feel like you've just paid this really awful price for the service that you're providing to a lot of people to bring certain issues to light and to advocate on behalf of women in Iran? But you yourself personally have paid this really hefty price of having lost your family. Do you have any regrets around that?
Not at all. Never. Never. Tom, let's be very honest with you. I am working with teenagers, like schoolgirls, sharing their stories, making videos of themselves walking unveiled in the street and being punished for that. I am actually in touch with girls in Iran singing, dancing, and making videos, being punished for that. I'm in touch with the mothers of those young protesters, teenagers who got killed, who faced raped and tortured to death. So when I talk to them, they never give up. Honestly, you have to talk to them to understand what gives me power. These are like my heroes. So I always see them and I don't even dare to say that regret. Never. Never.
If I were to say to you, there's one thing that you could change about the world, if you could just click your fingers and change, what would that be?
Easy. Get rid of Islamic ideology. Get rid of religious dictatorship. Get rid of religious extremists. I know maybe even you don't like to hear that, but I'm really scared of Islamism because people say in the West, shh, this is called Islamophobia. Phobia is irrational, but my fear and the fear of millions of girls and women in Iran, in Afghanistan, is rational. So the only thing that I really want to change is to get rid of Islamic ideology, to get rid of Islamic Republic, Taliban.
And do you think that that's a realistic goal in Iran, where you're from? Do you think there's a realistic goal there that there could be reform such that there could be more rights afforded to those women?
No, I was part of the reformist group, having hope. And I regret actually having the hope and voting for reformists. It makes me furious. Nothing has changed for 40 years. But the same reformists coming to us, lying to us, telling us, we will open the door of a stadium. If you vote for us, we will reform. We will get rid of morality police. Big lies. They're all lies. Taliban, ISIS, Islamic Republic, they cannot be reformed. Gender apartheid cannot be reformed. It's like you're in South Africa, when people fighting and calling for banning, South Africa because of apartheid, then some people in the West telling that, how if we reform the apartheid? It's like an insult. This is 21st century As a woman, I'm like a criminal. If I walk unveiled, it's a punishable crime. I face a rape if I dance, sing, or I choose my own lifestyle, and the government says it's your fault. So then how you want to reform this? I keep hearing that from a lot of Western feminists as well. That bothers me a lot because if a woman
it's completely incommensurate to,
and I tell them, so how if you go and live in Iran under Sharia laws and reform it and then invite us to go there? Because we tried that, and that breaks my heart. No, Islamic Republic, Taliban, ISIS, they cannot be reformed. I remember that I was a journalist telling everyone that I don't care. Wearing hijab is a small thing. I rather wear hijab, but change the politics. So I was covering myself and doing interviews. So I went to the former president, Mohammad Khatami, the most reformist president. I went to him and I asked him, have you ever heard of a woman singing? Because I want to know why women are banned from singing, why it is forbidden for us to sing. And he started to explain that according to the fatwa of Ayatollah Khomeini, if a woman sings, men cannot control himself, so blah, 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 blah. And then I kept asking, have you ever heard of a woman singing? And he said, yeah, I heard a woman citing Quran. I said, have you ever heard of a woman singing? And then he was again going on and on and on, and I started to sing. Agar khuda khuda mara begiryani man asmanat ra be gham begiryanam.
You're really good at that.
I did that.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Wow.
In front of the former reformist president. Instead of just waiting for his explanation, I just practiced my civil disobedience. So, and I learned from that. And I actually published, I filmed like secretly and I published it.
Yeah.
And I said to every single woman.
What was his reaction?
He started to.
Oh, did he really?
Yes, because I was getting louder and
louder. He had one of those chairs that spun around and then he was like, you're in.
No, because I was very loud. So he didn't want me to continue. And it's like kind of a stop. And then after that, he said to me, don't sing when you left Iran. Don't follow this path. It's not good. So when he was clapping, a lot of people think that he was maybe praising me, but he was trying to stop me. Yeah. Because he was president. He had the power to support women, to allow them to sing. He didn't. So that's why I say that after I practiced my civil disobedience, I learned that my power can bring change within the society. Not the reformists, not the mullahs.
If you had to do your life over again and you couldn't be a journalist / writer or whatever you do now, what kind of career path do you think you would pick?
I love gardening.
Yeah? Do you think you would do that as a job?
Yeah. I remember that when I spent a lot of time in garden in Brooklyn, I planted trees in my garden. In a small garden in Brooklyn, I planted a cherry blossom after.
Amazing.
In the honor of my mom.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Tell me the relation of the cherry blossom to your mom.
My mom and my father, they were farmers. So they used to plant a lot of trees. So for me, being away from my mom, I thought that I have to find a way to hug my mother. So I planted a cherry blossom, a beautiful woman. So after the assassination plot, I had to sell the house. So first the Iranian regime forced me to leave my mom in Iran and now my cherry blossom mom in Brooklyn. But she's beautiful. She's beautiful.
At least somebody else will be getting some enjoyment out of it.
Exactly.
I would think.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I spend a lot of time in garden and I enjoy it. I really love it. My husband used to say that, hey, you really want to overthrow the regime or you want to just be a gardener? And I was telling him that if a person do not care about the garden in front of, her or his house, then it's a big lie if I say that I care about, my homeland, miles away from me. I really want to build up my neighborhood as well, my garden as well. So gardening for me is like building up the society, community. It makes me a better person.
And there's no reason you can't do both.
Yeah.
You can do a bit of gardening, overthrow a government. I think that's...
I love that.
What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard anyone say?
From my mom. When I was a kid, I was really, really scared of darkness. And because I grew up in a very tiny village, we didn't have electricity. We didn't have an inside bathroom. We had outhouse. And during the night, as a little girl, I had to go to outhouse. Dark. It was like pitch black. And it was scary. So I remember that my mom told me that darkness is like a monster. And if you're scared of the darkness, they can swallow you all. But instead of being scared of the darkness, just stare into darkness. My mom, who's not even able to read and write, tiny woman in a village, she told me a lesson. She told me that just open your eyes as wide as you can, the darkness will disappear. As a kid, I used to open my eyes as wide as I could, and it worked. So I grew up in the Middle East, and I experienced a lot of darkness in my life, and that helped me a lot.
If you could choose, what is the one thing that you would like to be remembered for?
Being a badass woman and giving hard time to mullahs. Not only to mullahs, a badass woman, giving hard time to dictators. Yeah. For years and years, dictators managed to oppress us and make us feel like hopeless. So I would love to be remembered that I gave hope to a lot of ordinary women like myself, that you can be the change that you want to see in the future. You're more powerful than politicians, these backward mullahs and backward dictators.
It's a great answer.
Yes.
And the final question before you actually get to eat something. I'm sorry for having kept you this long.
I love the smell.
If you could know the last meal of anyone alive today, what they would pick, do you know who that would be?
When I was a young teenager, I used to read the poem from Forough Farrokhzad. She was a badass woman as well. She was phenomenal. She's an amazing poet. She broke a lot of taboos. And she died when she was young. So I really want to know what was her last meal. How was her last day?
Do you ever think about what your last day will be like and whether you will know that it's coming?
If they get successful to kill me, if that's going to wake up the whole world, that they can manage to kill American citizens on U.S. soil, then it's okay. Otherwise, I don't want to just die for nothing. You know? I love my life.
I love your life too. Masih Alinejad, thank you so much for coming on Last Meal. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Next time, I will invite you to Romi Kola and my mom will make korma sabzi for you.
That sounds perfect. Let's
Thank
eat.
you. It was good.
I'm always impressed by those who can find joy despite harrowing circumstances. Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's learned behavior, but Masih remains one of the most positive people I've had the pleasure of meeting. And that's all from me.